Good day, Wichita. I'm Councilmember Mike Hoheisel from District 3, Southeast Wichita, and welcome to Council Chat. With me today is my good friend, the Vice Mayor of the City of Wichita, Becky Tuttle. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, it's always a good day when you wake up and can get to work, right?
It has been another crazy week.
It sure has. Between the rain, the new boil advisory that we've had, all the Riverfest events going on. It seems like the rain purposely holds out for whatever part of the year we decide to do Riverfest.
Yeah, I think
Whether
that's
it's
true.
springtime or early summer or whenever, it's just going to wait. So maybe we should save the Riverfest for the drought months,
Yeah,
right?
that's true. I woke up in the middle of the night to hail. I could hear it banging on the window, so that was kind of unexpected. I try and keep an eye to the sky and what's going on with the weather, but I wasn't expecting hail in the middle of the night. So
Right.
Didn't see any damage at my house. Hope no one else did either.
No, you got to love the city of Kansas or state of Kansas and the city of Wichita, because we get our fair share of every little bit of weather that you can possibly imagine.
We enjoy all the seasons.
Yes, ma'am. We sure do. So we also have the Board of Bids, as we do most week. These are bids that we put out, projects that we want people to bid on, and we choose from the bids that come in. So that's another thing we have on this relatively light council agenda we have coming up this next week.
Yeah. We have some exciting things, though. One thing that I'm especially excited about is in District 2, we have the termination of the K96 Star Bond Community Improvement District. And this should be 22 years of having the CID, and we're going to retire this in just 7 years, which is fantastic. It was established in, I think, 2013 to provide funding for reimbursement for special assessments dedicated to construction of K96 interchange. And I remember when I moved to the district into Wichita, it'll be 20 years ago this fall, that whole area was really nothing but fields. And now there's so much that's happened. There's retail, there's restaurants, the sports forum, Dave and Buster's, like I mentioned, retail and restaurant, and just a really exciting, vibrant part of our community that's been built up. And so this is an opportunity for us, as I mentioned, to really celebrate the success of this community improvement district, that we're able to terminate this after 7 years instead of 22 years. So just for me, and especially because it's in my district, just something that I'm really excited about. And when staff first told me about it, I was very excited. And some of the media I know has been doing interviews, and I'm going to do some stories on it just to raise the awareness in the community.
It's always good to see the success stories out there. And isn't it crazy how quickly things can change just in the area? My granddad was he lived off of 31st and Meridian. He was on the one street there, Gow. It was the first strip of houses that they built out there. It was a dirt road, and he had taken video camera views of standing in the front yard and looking around at 31st and Meridian, and you see nothing but fields all around. Yeah. And this is in the 1960s, and now it's an older, developed part of town, and it's just really something to see how the city grows and changes, and it's just really interesting to stop and take a look at it.
Yeah, that's a great story. I think this is another testament to that the city of Wichita, we have economic tools in our tool belt, and I think this is just a great story and a testament of how those tools can help to grow our economy and to make our community more vibrant. And when we talk about attracting and retaining talent, and especially now when we have workforce almost crisis levels of trying to not only get people here but help them to stay, and quality of life initiatives such as this really help. So it'll be something great on Tuesday to celebrate.
Like I said, we love the wins, so we can keep those coming as much as possible. We will also be hearing a petition to renovate a building facade at 150 South Washington. This is a program that's been going for some time now, and this is just the latest person who wishes to engage in this particular fund that we have set up.
Yeah, and I've had the opportunity to work with this gentleman. He lives in my district, even though this project is in District 1. But there was some miscommunication during COVID. It was really pretty early on, and he felt like he wasn't given the correct information, that there might have been some miscommunication. So staff, I just have to give a shout out, has done an exceptional job of following up and trying to go back and make sure that this gentleman feels like he was heard and that his case is being heard. And so this is kind of a retroactive process, which I've never seen happen with this program before, but I'm just glad that the staff was able to work with him. And as we try and do with all of our community members when they come to us with issues, sometimes we can do things about it and sometimes we can't, and I'm glad this is an opportunity when we can.
Right. We're always trying to do the right thing. We'll also consider the repair or removal of a dangerous and unsafe structure. This is always a tricky one because you want to balance people's property rights with public safety.
Absolutely.
So this is the debate that comes up, and at what point does it become a safety hazard for the neighbors and the children in the neighborhood? So it's something we all take very seriously.
Yeah, absolutely. These are some of the toughest votes that I make. I say every year that the budget vote is the most important vote that I make because where you allocate your treasure is a reflection of your values. But then when it comes to these, again, as you articulated, it's, safety for the community members around the neighbors, but then also just the eyesore portion of it too, that they have to look at it. We are, of course, concerned about safety, but then, just having to deal with it, living next to it, or having it be on your same street. So you want to try and find the balance of protecting people's property rights, but then, what about everyone else who's surrounding the property as well?
Right. It's a tricky issue, and we fight through it the best we can.
Yeah,
so.
Absolutely. We're also going to be voting on the Northwest Water Treatment Facility testing plan service agreement. This is proposed to be with CDM Smith, and this is just another great opportunity for us to make sure that as we're building this world-class facility to provide more redundancy and to replace our current system, that we have entities involved to help us to make sure that we're developing a testing plan. It's really crucial that we have an adequate testing plan, and so we're using some consultants, if you will, to be able to do it. And this is well within the amount that we budgeted for advisory services, so no big surprise that we're doing that. This is just actually selecting the vendor to be able to do it.
And it's a different vendor than the people who are building the water plant,
Yeah.
so we got our checks and balances, and this is pretty topical for the week we've had.
Yeah, again, another issue with water. But I was very impressed with how quickly, again, our staff worked
Right.
on this issue. And I would like to also give some praise to our colleagues across the street at the county. They helped us to distribute the message, the information out through their communication sources. And then also the Emergency Operations Center was engaged at the county level. So it's just nice that, we have that relationship with the county and that we're able to partner with them to help us get the word out as quickly as we could to our residents just to keep everyone safe.
Yep, and plenty of hardworking people in Public Works and the Kansas Health Department who just work tirelessly to lead us through this crisis once again.
Get it taken care of. So the other thing that we're going to be discussing, this is something different, and I've only been a part of one of these, and it wasn't for this specific issue, it was another licensing issue, but we are going to be serving as a quasi-judicial capacity, and it's because of denial of an animal maintenance permit and breeding license. Our police department went and did the inspection. There was some issues, and so they did not renew the license, and so now the applicant has filed an appeal, and so we will actually be serving as a quasi-judicial capacity. So it'll be interesting. These are pretty uncommon for us to do. So
I wonder if we get the robes. Do we get to dress in the robes and come out with the the hammers? And
so
down
it'll be good to. I'm glad that we have an appeal process. Oftentimes during council agenda items, I ask, what is the appeal process if an entity doesn't feel like they've been heard? So they're utilizing this and going through our system. So be an interesting discussion for sure.
It will. I've never thought I would add quasi-judicial employee to my resume, but hey.
Yeah, absolutely.
Learning something new every day.
So besides enjoying your agenda packet, what do you have planned for the weekend?
We will get out and check out Riverfest again. I have a District 3 breakfast. That will be 9:30 on Saturday morning. I invite everybody to come on down. free breakfast, and it sounds like a good time. It's been a while since District 3's had a breakfast. I know you've been extremely busy the past week. Have you had a chance to make it out to any of the Riverfest?
Not very much. We've had a lot. I was just chatting with Chairman David Dennis with the Board of County Commissioners, and for a couple of years we kind of slowed down because of COVID, and now we're wide open again. And so I've had several great community events and activities this week, in the evenings especially. So hoping to maybe get out tomorrow. I actually have 3 events in the community. One I'm very excited about. I had an opportunity to participate a couple months ago. It's called Make 48, and it's a competition here in Wichita, and it's a 48-hour competition, thus the name Make 48, where the challenge is given to the different teams of 3, and they have to develop, there's a theme, and they don't know the theme coming in, and they have to develop a product. They have a prototype, if you will, create a sales and marketing plan, produce a 1-minute promotional video. They have to do research about licensing and make sure that their product that they develop wouldn't be infringing upon trademark. And so they get the challenge on Friday. So I'm going to go there this evening, and then they have 48 hours. So I'll go on Saturday and just check in and see how they're doing. And then Sunday's the actual judging portion of it. Wow. And then the team here, we're one of the regional sites, then whoever is selected here has the opportunity to continue going up, and it goes all the way to the national level. And I was able to go to the nationals a couple months ago that was held right here in Wichita, Kansas. Really? Yeah. And so the winners of this event tomorrow can win up to $2,000, and then they'll advance to the nationals, which is in March. But it's fascinating, and I went last time, and I just couldn't say enough about it. It was so amazing to see in 48 hours what they did, and so I'm just super excited about that. And then tomorrow I also have something called Civic Saturday, the Kansas Leadership Center, and it's an organization called Citizen University that I've worked with in the past, trying to encourage people to vote. They're having a Zoom meeting, if you will. I can't remember what exactly platform it's on, but it's called Civic Saturday, and it's to connect with other folks around the community who are interested in having a dialogue about community engagement and making sure that people are getting out and enjoying their civic responsibility of voting. So I'll look forward to that. And then I have something at Elderly's Farm. They're doing some sort of demonstration, and so got invited to go to that. So lots of cool things going on this weekend, and I'll try and sneak in Riverfest.
There you go. You might need to put those heels up after Saturday.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Well, sounds like a good time. I missed you at the Willie Nelson concert.
I know. I'm very sorry. I hated that I couldn't make it, and I couldn't make it to the Exploration Place drone show. I had a family emergency and had to go out of town, but I was really looking forward to both of them. So there'll have to be something just as cool next year for Riverfest, and I'll make up for it.
The highlight of what you missed was the egg toss.
Oh, the egg toss and the dunk tank. I think there was also for celebrities.
They tried to get me in the dunk tank. I said we need to advertise that because there will be a lot of people who would line up to.
I was supposed to be in the dunk tank, so it was probably good that I was out of town and couldn't make it, because that probably wouldn't have been as much fun for me.
In the celebrity section of the egg toss, we had Councilmember Fry and Commissioner Meitzner was in the competition, but the real surprise was Sarah Lopez and David Dennis. Made it to the top 3.
Oh, that's great.
I was impressed. I was impressed with how far back they were tossing that egg, and Commissioner Dennis had a nice couple of scoops from the side.
Yeah, that's great.
And Commissioner Cruz also made it to the top 3.
Very good.
Next year, I think we're going to have to step up our game on this side of Central.
Yeah.
And really show them it's the Wichita Riverfest, not the Central County Riverfest.
Mayor Longwell and Councilmember Fry won a couple years ago, so we'll have to get the title back for sure.
Oh yeah.
Well, thank you for all you do. I really appreciate your service to the community, and it's great to have the opportunity to work with and learn from you.
Ditto. That's a two-way street there, Vice Mayor.
Thank you.
You've been great so far, and I look forward to working with you over the next however many years we end up serving together.
Absolutely, and it's always just Becky.
Yes, ma'am.
Have a great weekend, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Wichita.